I got some parts from Japan for the Subaru. Kinda. Today we're doing an oil change with none other than Motul 8100 XS, an oil filter from Japan, Subaru of course, keep it OEM. And then we have a Greddy neodymium magnetic drain plug with a fresh crush washer. So far I've got the car jacked up in the air and I've gone ahead and taken off the skid plate. Now there is two little latches right here that kind of latch onto the subframe. Then right here on the side you've got a push lock and another push lock there. And then on the front through, I believe these two holes right here, you've got two 12mm bolts. And with the skid plate off, this car is super easy to do an oil change on. Let me show you under the car because it literally doesn't get easier than this. So with the skid plate off, as we can see, we've got the oil pan right here. Drain plug is just right on the side of it. And then we have our oil filter. It's also nice to know that the oil filter on this car was OEM. And well, the entire undercarriage of this thing is really clean. I really couldn't be happier so far. Let's go ahead, pop the cap off, crack the drain, and then get to putting some good old Motul in it, baby. Not looking too bad in there. Slide the drain pan under there and crack this sucker loose. What size is this gonna be? 17, 19? What are your guesses? 17, first try. It's like I've done this before. Oh, all right, let's let that drain. It is rather black and seems a little thin. It's a good thing we're doing this. My hand is now covered in oil. I don't have any rags, which is a real smart idea. Let's grab our fresh Greddy drain plug. There she is. Grab the crush washer. Boom. All right, now let's go slap this back on the car and then swap out the filters. All right, let's crawl under here and get this drain plug installed. Got a rag, got some brake clean. Magnetic drain plugs are a little funky to put in. All right, wipe the fingers off. Let's go ahead and cinch this up. Still the same 17 mil. There we go, not too tight, not too loose. And then I like to give this a shot, just like that. Wipe all this down, and she is golden. And as we can see, we've got our Greddy magnetic oil drain plug in right there. Now it's time to move on to the filter, unthread that, let it drain. We'll thread the new one on, and then we'll be good to go. I know the light's a little flickery. It's just an LED work light, but what am I supposed to do under the car? All right, let's go ahead, get this oil filter off. That someone put on with the wrath of God. All right, we had to bust out the reinforcements here. If you know, you know. Well, this thing's a whole boatload of freaking useless. Ah, that is what I thought. Now, why this is on so tight, your guess is as good as mine. Oh, and I hate that it's right near the exhaust too. And I just dropped the damn filter in there. Oh. All right, let's grab our new filter. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's pull this off. It does appear to be pre-oiled, but I'm gonna go ahead and get me a little swipe right around the seal. Love that. We're gonna go ahead and set that down right here. And then let's just try and get this mating surface as oil-free as possible. This thing's gonna smoke like a sieve on first start with all the oil on the exhaust. Go ahead, thread up this filter. Not get it super tight. Made in Japan. All right, now we just go to town. Kind of try and get as much oil off this crap as we can. I don't want a bunch of smoke when I start this thing in the freaking garage. At first I tried my hands. That didn't work. So I went with this little claw tool that's rehousing to the garbage now because it's the worst thing ever. And then I had to, well, they really left me no other choice. So I had to pull out the, well, I like to call these the I'm done fucking asking, you're coming off. And long and short, the oil filter came off. So let's go put the new one back on. I don't know why the hell the Subaru dealership makes everything so tight on these cars. That was the tightest drain plug, so I'm glad we changed it. I did check the threads, they were all good. And the tightest oil filter I have ever had to deal with in my life from a service at Subaru. You gotta be kidding me, guys. What is going on these days? All right, let's fill this up. With some fresh Motul, of course. Go ahead, pop this up. Pull the plug. All right. Let's go fill some oil. And this is gonna be a real slow process. So I will be right back.
2,000 years later.
All right, so that's where we are on the dipstick level. We're just a little bit under the full line, but the car is jacked up in the air. So more than likely it is going to drop the level a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up with it up in the air to go ahead and check for any leaks, anything like that. If it doesn't leak, I'll take it off the ramps and then we'll verify and fill as needed. All right, let's start this sucker up, shall we? All right, let's check the oil level one last time. It's back on the ground now. I've topped it up. Let's see what we're working with. We are almost at the fill line there. We are just above half. So I'm gonna give her a little more juice and we will be set. And that right there, boys, is a successful oil change. Super easy on this car. Skid plate is kind of annoying, but aside from that, oil filter, everything's right there. And now we're ready to rock with some fresh Motul. All right, boys, and there we have it. Oil change is all done on the STI. We finally ditched whatever the Subaru dealership was using. I think it was Castrol or something, not bad oil, but got the Motul in it now. Magnetic drain plug, fresh Subaru Japanese-made oil filter, and we're ready to go. Next step on this car, I have some mods coming. I want to fill you guys in and kind of talk about the plans for this car. So let's go over that right now. On the front bumper here, I've got some cutouts coming that aren't paint match, so those should look a lot better. The paint match ones are nice, but the ones I got coming have got a better design than just the inlet like that. We did finally get our front license plate mounted. I want to do this little tray here carbon, but this one is paint matched and it is PPF, so it's, I mean, I could PPF the carbon one, but I think carbon right there would look pretty sweet. For the rest of the front bumper, got a lip on the way that will really tie it together, and I want to do some headlights. These are a little foggy. We can clean them up. They have this little vinyl. Actually, it's not even vinyl. It's on the inside. They got that little eyebrow on them though. Nice projector style lights, but we can do a bit better than that. Maybe we'll do a carbon grille here in the front, maybe some JDM badges, but that's pretty much it for the front bumper. It's already on HKS Hypermax coilovers, and the ride height's good, but granted, it is on the winter tires right now, so it's never gonna look phenomenal. Right behind me, you guys have probably seen it peer out in the video, but we do have nice meaty set of summer wheels and tires. So I can't wait to put those on. I'm gonna have to get some lug nuts because the lug nuts on these are all crusty and they're just a standard style. So we'll get some nice lug nuts for that. Maybe get some blackout badges for the STI. Fender badging right here. I haven't really found any mirrors for this car yet, but getting some carbon plates or just carbon mirrors overall would be sweet. We got to reprint our Brash garage windshield banner and get that installed on here. Car's already tinted. Might chuck on a set of side skirts. I found a couple sets that I like. Moving into the rear, this is kind of to me the nicest part of the car and where it lacks the most. So we already have the red vinyl over the clear taillights, but there is a few aftermarket sets of taillights that I do quite like. So I might go ahead and get a set of aftermarket taillights. This wing is a little lackluster with the wide body of the car and how aggressive it is. This wing is just a little bit small. So I've got a nice wing extension. It should maybe come up to about here or so, kind of just accentuate the OEM body lines. Whether I leave it black or get it paint matched, not entirely sure yet. It also came with this Perrin little mini antenna. So I guess we'll leave that there for now. Diffuser, I kind of want to do like the OEM one isn't too bad, but I wouldn't mind a aftermarket one. And then maybe we'll do the cutout here, but we'll have to add some wiring for that other brake light because the hatch has got it right up here. But we'll see on that. I do want to do a badge delete. I think I'm going to delete everything aside from the STI, delete the Impreza, delete the symmetrical all-wheel drive and the Subaru. Aside from that, visually, that should really tie the car together. Once we get the summer wheels and tires on, we can really work on the fitment. It does have a nameless straight pipe axle back. From what I take it, there's two versions of the nameless axle back. There's one with mufflers and one without mufflers. This one has no mufflers in it. It sounds pretty good for just an axle back, I can't lie, but a full cat back would be sweet. And maybe like a Cobb SF intake just to get the turbo noises out of it. But then again, since this is a math-based car, we'll need to tune it. So I still don't know if I want to tune it because I'm trying to build this to be like the ultimate daily driver. So it's going to look real pretty while being fundamentally kind of stockish tune-wise and under the hood. But I just really want to hear the turbo sounds, man. Every turbo car I've had, you get crazy turbo sounds. And then this car needs an intake to even hear any of the turbo. It legit sounds NA, but feels turbo. It's kind of weird. But then you have to tune it, and I don't really like off-the-shelf tunes. And then it's like, well, $1,000 on a Cobb, $1,000 on a dyno tune. That's $2,000 there just to put on a $500 intake so you can hear the turbo. It's, you know, I don't know how I feel about that. But regardless, at this point, the car's maintenance is up to date. We are gonna have to get a timing belt done. It calls for it at 160,000 kilometers. I'm only at 112, but it calls for it every 8 to 10 years, and this car is 12 years old. So probably get a timing belt, water pump, thermostat, coolant flush done on this car. But aside from that, we're really just gonna make this thing look pretty. And as soon as winter is over, we can put on these wheels in the corner because it don't look too good on the winter set. But aside from that, you guys let me know if there's anything I missed on the car that you want to see on it, and I'll look into it. Maybe we'll put it on the car. Anyways, guys, until next time, comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.